So what if an AI could help you manage your parents' health? The guys who founded Fitbit have built exactly that. But it brings up a massive question. Is it a caring assistant or is it just a digital spy? We're going to break down how this Fitbit AI works and if it can really solve the caregiving crisis without, well, hovering. Before we dive in, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button below for more deep dives on the tech that's changing our lives.
All right, let's get right into it. First, we have to talk about a huge, kind of unspoken problem that millions and millions of us are dealing with right now, or let's be honest, will be pretty soon. And that's the incredible and often totally invisible workload of caring for our family.
The scale of this is just wow. 63 million Americans are family caregivers. To put that in perspective, that's almost 1 in every 4 adults. And get this, that number has jumped by 45% in just the last 10 years. This points to a massive growing mental burden that is pushing so many families right to the breaking point.
Now, if you're a caregiver, this screen probably gives you a little bit of anxiety. Because this is the reality, right? Family health info is just everywhere. You've got logins for 3 different patient portals, appointments on who knows which calendar, test results buried in emails, some vitals in a spreadsheet, and, yep, actual stacks of paper. It's organized chaos, and trying to see the big picture is nearly impossible.
In this quote from James Park, one of the Fitbit co-founders, just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures that emotional tightrope walk. How do you show you care? How do you stay on top of what's happening without making your mom or dad feel like they're living under a microscope? It's that super delicate, really stressful balance between providing support and becoming a surveillance system.
So could there be a better way to do this? Well, the very same people who got millions of us tracking our steps and our sleep, James Park and Eric Friedman, are now betting that AI is the answer to this exact problem.
They've launched a new startup called Luffu, and they're calling it an intelligent family care system. Basically, the whole idea is to create one single smart place for all of your family's health info. It's about moving beyond just tracking your own fitness to getting a connected, bigger picture of your whole family's well-being.
Okay, so how does the AI part of this actually work? How does it take all that chaos we just talked about and somehow turn it into actual peace of mind?
The process is actually pretty simple. It boils down to a 3-step loop. First, you log information. And they've tried to make this super easy. You can use your voice, send a text, or even just snap a photo of a pill bottle. Second, the AI learns. It takes all that data, organizes it, and starts to figure out what's normal for your family. And third, it alerts. If something notable changes, the system flags it and gives you key insights so you can be proactive instead of just reactive.
And you can track pretty much everything you'd need to. We're talking about the obvious stuff like vitals and health stats, but also diet, medications, new symptoms, how well someone's sleeping, lab results, even your notes from a doctor's visit. The whole point is to create a single, coherent story out of all those scattered pieces of information.
And this is where the magic is supposed to happen. Because the AI has organized everything, you can start to ask it simple questions, in plain English. You don't have to be a data wizard trying to cross-reference spreadsheets and calendars. You can just ask a natural question and get a really crucial insight that connects the dots between, say, what your dad is eating and what his blood pressure is doing. That's a game changer.
So, this all leads to the big question, right? Can a system like this truly, finally, end the chaos we were just talking about? Can one single app actually become that one source of truth for a family's health?
This comparison really lays out the shift they're hoping to create. I mean, look at this. It's about going from scattered info to one central hub. It's about going from those reactive, worried, just checking in calls to getting proactive insights from an AI. And maybe most importantly, it's about shifting the feeling from being intrusive to feeling aligned and coordinated as a family.
Co-founder Eric Friedman really sums up the ultimate mission here. It's all about making the entire experience feel more coordinated and way less chaotic. And that's not just for the one person doing most of the work, but for everyone involved in that family circle of care. But, and this is a big but, this brings us right back to the biggest question of all, the one we started with. It's the hovering dilemma. And honestly, it's the single biggest challenge this kind of technology has to overcome.
The promise is powerful. There's no doubt about it. It's about having the right information at the right time. It's about knowing what changed, why that change matters, and most importantly, knowing when your help is actually needed, so you can step in effectively without stepping on anyone's toes.
But man, there is such a razor-thin line here. The promise is to create a feeling of alignment, like you're all on the same team.
The challenge, though, the real risk, is creating a feeling of being constantly monitored. One feels like support, the other feels like surveillance. And the success of this whole thing really depends on which side of that line it lands on for each family.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The potential here is absolutely massive. AI could genuinely empower us to care for our loved ones in a better, less stressful way. But the risk that it just becomes a more sophisticated, data-driven way to hover is very, very real. So the question is, can we get all the benefits without the creepy surveillance vibe? I am fascinated to see how this plays out. But I really want to know what you think. Is this a breakthrough or a step too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.